The California recall election is just 12 days from today. And to be clear, the opposition to Gavin Newsom as governor is bipartisan. Now, the leading candidate to replace Newsom is Larry Elder, and he's just picked up a major endorsement from Gloria Romero. Gloria Romero is the former Democratic majority leader of the California State Senate, which is a big deal in the state of California. Gloria Romero joins us tonight. Thanks so much for coming on. I appreciate it. Kind of amazing to read.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, absolutely. Your background that you're endorsing Larry Elder, an alternative to the governor, the Democratic governor. Why are you doing this?
Really two major reasons. The first one was that I was just tired of the false narrative that was put forward that this is a right-wing conspiracy. There were 1.7 million Californians that signed that recall petition. I was one of them. So I wanted to publicly assert that this is widespread. Democrats, independents, Green, Republican, across the board. And the second major reason really that I decided to endorse, especially Larry Elder, was that I was tired of the rules for thee but not for me attitude of the prince of the French Laundry, who shut down our public schools, but then he sent his kids to school. And it's one where I looked at Larry's record and believe that he's our best option to really break the monopoly of special interests when it comes to education and to offer, especially Latino and African-American families in California, school choice options. So those are the two major reasons, but there are many that I could list.
Boy, those are great reasons. I mean, California, I can say, having grown up there, had the best schools in the country. They were famously good, and now it has among the lowest performing. I mean, you've been there, I think, your whole life. How upsetting is that to people?
It's very upsetting. And when we take a look at even some polling that's going forward, 54% of Latinos are in support of the recall. Overall, especially Latino and African-American families favor school choice. So this is one where if we look at the statistics today, we find that about 70% of Latino children are not even at proficiency levels when it comes to math, and that's about 80% for African-American kids. But because of the way in which the schools are run, even when the state identifies a school as chronically underperforming, kids can't get out. You're zip coded there. And so, you know, in looking at it, the powerful monopoly of the California Teachers Association, which is a major endorser of the Democratic Party and, of course, Gavin, it blocks any type of reform.
Now, you are telling the truth. I think even people who have no familiarity with California state politics or its school system can tell from what you just said that that is absolutely right and the state needs a change. And I think you are very brave for coming forward and doing this. Thank you for joining us tonight. Gloria Romero. Good luck in 12 days.
Hey, Sean Hannity here. Hey, click here to subscribe to Fox News YouTube page and catch our hottest interviews and most compelling analysis. You will not get it anywhere else.